Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Okay, so I'm audible. I got your responses. Good evening, everyone. I wish आपका सबका एग्जाम अच्छा हुआ होगा कल. बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम ना लेते हुए let us start with the topic itself. Uh, okay, so I'm audible. Okay. No, many people, I got many queries about cutoff and all. So I'll simply recommend that please don't think about cutoff and all. So you should simply focus on phase two preparation. Uh, Thinking about phase one and what will be the cutoff and all, it won't be helping at all. Everyone knows that the exam was pretty tough and cutoff will be low. Uh, Even if you think that you are near 50, start preparing. I am not saying that cutoff will be 50 only, or it will be 52, 53, whatever. It can be anything. But the thing is, you will miss this time, these 7 to 8 days, or maybe 10 days uh, before the result of phase one. If you clear to phase two, uh, you'll miss these 10 days because we only have 20 days. If we are today, it's 10th only, we have 19 days only from today onwards. So it would be pretty better if you start preparing as soon as possible. In phase one, we don't know. One more thing, there were flash floods in Himachal, also in Chandigarh and some other places. So one may also think this is also a point there that uh, the exam can be rescheduled. It may be if there was I really don't know, but I came to know that there was some center where exam was not possible because no one was there due to this floods only. So I think it will be rescheduled for such exam centers, maybe in Himachal and Chandigarh area. So in that case, just thinking, because today there was no confirmation from RBI Services Board. So if the confirmation comes tomorrow or maybe day after tomorrow, so they'll try to fix this exam as soon as possible, maybe this Saturday or Sunday. Uh, in that case, the phase one results will surely get delayed uh, by some 4 5 days, I think. And if they do not change the date of phase two, So after the results, one will have hardly 1 week or say 8 to 10 days maximum, I am saying, for the preparation. So it is not at all advisable that you start, you keep on cribbing on the phase one. It was not good. Reasoning was very tough. Points was undoable. And so I should sit and I should prep for 5 7 days and then I'll start preparing. No, it won't be going to help. You have to prepare from today itself. One day was enough. One day was enough. For condolences for that kind of exam. So now one should start focusing on phase two uh, from tomorrow itself. Even from today, I'll suggest uh, if you are scoring near 50 can be below or above. And if you are scoring more than 10% of the sectional highest marks, like in quant 3, in English 3, in reasoning it will be say 6, and in GA 8. I am not sure that this will be the cutoff, but this can be the case. So if you are in that line, start preparing for phase two, because 10 days of studying, it won't be harming you at all. It may help you in some future exams. So I won't be taking much time. I'll simply come to this thing, how one should start preparing for phase two. Look, we actually underestimate the power of descriptive. We know that the descriptive has 200 marks, two-third of weightage of total marks of phase two, but still we don't practice much about descriptive. I'll simply suggest that one should write type at least two questions a day, one for ESI, finance or management, and the other one for English, because 100 marks weightage is for ESI, finance, management, and 100 marks for English. So one question daily for ESI, F or M, and the other one for English. And try to switch, like if you are doing on 11th of July ESI, on 12th of July try to do finance, on 13th of July ESI, on 14th of July management. Look, we have 50 marks for ESI, 50 marks for finance and management. Okay, so you actually the proportion is like ESI will contain 50 marks, finance 25, and management 25. Okay, so the weightage for preparing also should be that the time weightage you are giving to one subject, no, that should also vary according to the weightage of the marks. So and in the other part, English, yeah, if you are going for an essay on 11th of July, go for a pressy on 12th of July. Even if you are not able to do comprehension, I'll suggest that you should practice comprehension too, but in case you are not able to, go with essay and pressy. That would be that would suffice, I think. This is the most neglected section. Everyone tries to uh, put lots of efforts. You are reading this, all those reports, 8 months of current affairs and all those things, but people are like less, they are less inclined towards descriptive practice. So I've always suggested that descriptive is the key here, and in descriptive also English is the key, because English has a wide range. Okay, ESI, finance and management are a kind of technical subjects. So if you know the stuff, you can write something. But in English, everyone knows, everyone writes, but not all get marks. The only reason being, you have to take care of lots of things like grammar, sentence framing, structuring, and all those things. And the marks in English, most of the people attempt all three questions. Still, the marks varies from 35 to 85. I am just ignoring the outliers, but still, 40 to 75, 80 is the range. A huge range it is. So one should focus on the descriptive. Now, coming to objective part, the weightage is there only one third, 100 marks. So let us divide the things. First, it is management. Management, one should try to Go with basics only. Okay, basics shall be enough. I think uh, it can be. You can go with any. Just a second. Okay, so someone is saying that circular has been released. Okay, so it is official that phase 2 date hasn't been changed, and it will be on the same date. Okay, so now the things are much more simpler. You won't have much time. I don't know about the circular yet, so I don't know whether the exam will be rescheduled or not. I haven't I haven't checked the things, but it's all right. I'll carry on with this thing, how to prepare. Okay, so Doaba group of colleges, village in Mohali. Look, now the exam is on 13th of July. So the phase 1 for that specific center has been rescheduled to 13th of July. So in short, your results shall be out by 18th, I assume 18th or 19th, and in that case, you will have 10-11 days only for phase 2 preparation. So simple suggestion is to not focus on this cutoff game now. Start preparing for phase 2. I have already spoken on this. Now coming to objective part, management questions on objective are generally simpler and basic. Actually, the thing is, management in itself, it is kind of subject which is ambiguous. If you read lots of things about management, no, then you will know many and many readings are needed. Also, you need to know about the examples. Then you will come to know the basic things. And exam is much easier. I'll say easier if you have read, if you have studied management in your post graduation or graduation. But if you haven't, it can be dicey. Questions are not that tough, but the options are ambiguous. And many a times we think that this is the option, we are 110% sure, but the answer is something else. So, this is the case. So, when you are reading management, try to be very, 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 you have to read line by line. So, uh, try to capture the gist of that specific topic in management. Then we are coming to finance. In finance, static portion out of 25 marks objective, you may see some two, three, or maximum four questions on static part. Most of the questions will be on uh, this current affairs, and that too financial stability report, RBI's annual report, national strategy on financial inclusion, national strategy on financial education, and all other notifications of RBI. I'll say one should do it for 6 to 8 months. Now the thing is, uh, we don't have much time, but there is no point in reading just the basics. Okay, so as we have already known that the thing is, if you are following a coaching, they'll provide a 5 pager document for financial stability report. Okay, they'll provide a 5 pager for annual report. But the thing is, after seeing yesterday's exam and after getting the reviews, it is evident that IBPS and RBI, no, they are asking questions much deeper than we have expected. So better to go through the document. Uh, I'll suggest a simple way: make peer groups. It is better to make study groups, a group of 10 people, and you can simply divide that. One will be making notes of financial stability report, and she has to read the whole report. Same goes with annual report and the other things. Because the data which has been asked yesterday, it was, I won't say it like it was in depth, that is for sure. But some things, if someone is preparing from 2 years, say, he has or she has uh, appeared last year as well, or maybe last to last year. So some things are very what should I say? If you are reading newspaper on daily basis from some time, so some questions were a bit uh, obvious. Okay, they are not mentioned anywhere, but they become obvious. For example, someone told me that there was a question of that. Uh, I think which organization or which institutions are holding maximum this government securities. So commercial banks, because if you are reading from lots of time, no, if you are in touch with newspaper, these things are not mentioned anywhere, but these things are obvious. And then something else was there. This gross national disposable income, so, which is the largest component? Household savings, in short, deposits. So, bank deposits are the largest source. So, these questions, either you read this report properly, you note down these things from the report. If you are new one, if you haven't been, if you are not in touch with the things from last 1 year or 1.5 year, so you have to make your own notes from financial stability report, annual report, NSFI, NSFE, and RBI notifications. I'll simply say, if you have time, because this portion finance objective is only for 25 marks. Anyhow, you will be scoring 5-10 marks, even if you are not putting much effort. 5-7 marks you will be scoring. For extra 10, you have to go extra mile, and that extra mile will be making your own notes. Better to make, if you are thinking to make your own notes, better to make study groups, peer groups, divide the syllabus, not even the syllabus, these reports among yourselves, and make notes and study as a group, because these are the important reports, and one will surely see these reports in the exam. When this financial stability report came, I already posted on the channel as well, that you will see 3 to 4 questions in prelims, maybe one set or one descriptive in mains. I am still saying the same thing. You have already seen 3, 4, 5 questions in prelims, and you may see one set, or like one set means 3 to 4 questions, 8 marks or 6 marks in objective, or one descriptive question. So try to cover these things accordingly. Now coming to ESI part. ESI part has lots of things to study. Foreign trade policy is one, schemes, GDP projections, index, reports, and current affairs. And all these things for only 50 marks. And if you are not doing lots of not covering these things, you won't be scoring more than 15 marks if the exam comes the unexpected lines, because last year also it was very tough and people were not able to score much. Even those who have got selected, uh, they were not able to score more than 20, many of them. So if you are trying to capture this section as well, foreign trade policy schemes, look, schemes, I'll share which schemes I think are important. I'm not sure whether these schemes will be there in the exam for sure, but at least try to cover those schemes on your own. Then comes GDP projections. Look, we have lots of GDP projections. I'll simply suggest focus on recent 3 years, sorry, recent 3 months. April, May, June, and this July. These 3.5 months will suffice according to me. And we have, I think, IMF ka report, economic outlook is there, World Bank, ADB, OECD, UNCTAD, uh, and this UN ka the other report is there, World Economic and Social Outlook, I think, or Social Prospects. So these reports are there, but do not simply read that this is the projection 5.9%, or say UN is saying 5.8% for 2023. You have to read in detail. You have to read for 23, you have to read for 24. If for 20, if it is given for 25, read for 25 also. Then come inflation for 23 and 24. Then global projections for 23, 24. And the most important part, you have to read and you have to cram again and again. Read what? The reasons cited by the specific organization for cutting the GDP projection or bringing it down, or if they have increased the forecast, so reasons for that as well. These reasons are very very important. I can assure you, you will get one question with five statements, like given five statements, and then they'll ask which of the above are not the reasons or are the reasons cited in the said report. So this will be the thing. Plus, for GDP projections only, I am saying, it won't be like there are high chances that they won't be simply asking. World Bank has released global economic prospects reports. So what are the projections? 6.3 and all. No, they will not name the report. They will not name the organization. This may be the case that they will name that falana some X organization has released Y report in falana month, and they have say reduced the forecast by dash basis points to 6.3 for financial year this and 6.5 for financial year this. Now you have to answer what is the which one, which organization is this, which report is this, or then how many basis points they have reduced for 2025, also FY 2025. So that kind of questions you can see. Now coming to index. Now when we talk about index, there are n number of index. These indices are like too much, and then they have raised the bar. So you have you don't have to remember the first and the last or first or second. You have to remember at least first five. Now look, and so first five, if you have to remember, you have to be pretty selective when you are reading some index. Look, it will be risky, but that is the only way to remember properly all the five. Else it will be very very difficult. If you are reading 100 indices, you won't be able to remember, and I am sure that you will forget, or anyone will forget for that sake. So uh, go selective, pretty selective you have to be. Same case with the reports. Read in between the reports, because reports, again, lots of reports are there. And then current affairs for 1 year. If you have studied affairs cloud, leave everything starting from awards and recognitions. You don't need to read anything after this. You have to be very very selective. I am simply saying you won't get more than 50 or 60 news in a whole month, so hardly 40-50 pages of affairs cloud you need to read. But what should be those 50-60 pages, what all news should be covered, that depends on you. You have to be highly selective. But keep one thing in mind: whichever news you are targeting, if you are think that this news is important and you are going to study this, study thoroughly. Read each and every line. Okay. Yesterday also that exam was that question was the gender gap report. Which country has I think reached gender parity? And most of you simply read the question and take Iceland, Iceland, Iceland. No, no country has achieved this gender parity. Even if you know the score of Iceland, it is not 100%. It was 90 something. So how come they have achieved this gender parity? So that is the thing. Whatever you study, I am saying go selective. But if you study something, you should score 1 mark for sure in that topic. No, I don't know if you like. I am also giving one more example. If you are reading gender gap report, okay, gender parity we don't know. Now there can be question that which country has achieved gender parity in education recently. I don't know how many of you would be knowing that. Has India achieved? Yes, India has achieved 100% score in education. So such detailed reading is needed. Then economic survey, budget and business standard. Now economic survey, I think on budget, totally my personal opinion, I think there will be only descriptive questions from these, but we are not sure. So you have to ready like read these things also for objective. Then comes business standard. I am saying read daily newspapers, business standard or any financial newspaper. If you don't read, you totally rely on coaching walas. Start reading from today. Even if you are reading from 11th to 25th July, you will surely get one or two questions from newspaper. So that would be it from my side. Okay, now you can ask your questions. I'll respond accordingly. Okay, before you start asking questions, I had this one more thing. Uh, okay, so August to July, one should go for current affairs. These reports I have already mentioned. Now, coming to schemes, these schemes, according to me, are very, very important. So, I'll name these schemes. If you want to note down, you can note down. Okay. प्रधानमंत्री किसान योजना, पीएम स्वनिधि, जल जीवन मिशन, न्यू इंडिया लिटरेसी प्रोग्राम, प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना, स्मार्ट सिटीज मिशन, अमृत, नेशनल ओवरसीज स्कीम, पीएम केयर्स फॉर चिल्ड्रन, मिशन सक्षम आंगनवाड़ी एंड पोषण 2.0, बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ ओके, देन प्रधानमंत्री जन आरोग्य योजना, डे एनआरएलएम, महात्मा गांधी नरेगा स्कीम, स्वच्छ भारत मिशन, प्रधानमंत्री एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन प्रोग्राम, नेशनल SC ST हब, गोवर्धन स्कीम, स्किल इंडिया मिशन, नेशनल मिशन ऑन नेचुरल फार्मिंग, स्टार्टअप इंडिया. And other than these, try to cover all the schemes of Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment and all the schemes of Ministry of Finance. So that is it from my side. I'll share this, don't worry. So I'll share this document as well. Now coming to your queries. Okay. Okay, so someone is asking ministry wise. Oh, look, I am not recommending many schemes, so I'll simply post the schemes. Video quality, I think there is some issue with internet, so you may not be able to see it properly. But I'll share these things. Please post your queries so I can answer accordingly. How to figure out from PIB source which news is important and which is not. So the thing is, if you are thorough with the syllabus, you will come to know which scheme is important and which is not. So stick to the syllabus. If the news is somewhere and it fits in the syllabus, so it will be important. Then financial stability report, annual report are so having so many pages. How to read? Look, Mansi, I already said, try to fit in some study groups. Try to make peer groups. Divide these reports among yourselves. You'll get lots of questions from these reports, either descriptive or objective. And the only way out is to make no, there are two ways. Either you go with the coaching thing, but as per the reviews after the prelims, it is advisable to make study groups and divide among yourselves, read on your own, and share those things with yourselves or like among yourselves. Okay, numericals. Yes, I'm really sorry I missed this part. You also need to solve at least 3 4 3 4 basic numericals, especially balance sheet. You should be able to answer the questions based on the balance sheet. Plus, all those ratios are very important. Cash flow and fund flow statements, profit loss statements, these are important, but basics. I'm again saying stick to the basics, stick to the syllabus. You don't need to go for high level numericals. You will hardly get one or two numericals. If you get two numericals, that means 4 marks. You'll surely get in 2 marks. You won't be getting in 1 mark. So 4 marks, even if you are doing it for some 1 hour, 2 hours, and you try to mug up the formulas, you will be able to solve. So that part has been answered now. Daily topic wise writing practice start हो सकता है क्या? Okay, it can be started, but the thing is we don't have that much of time. I'll post a question, no issues with that. I'll post one or two questions on daily basis. But the thing is, this you don't have that much of time. But still, as I have suggested that you should practice one ESI FM and one English. So I'll try to post one or two questions on daily basis to practice. But the thing is, I won't be able to evaluate loud and clear because at this point I'll get many sheets to answer, and it won't be possible for me. So I won't be evaluating any of those. How to score well in English descriptive. I'll post again on this as well. There are some set of parameters like grammar, spelling mistakes, your structure, your flow, and your clarity. So that should be it. And yeah, uh, your sentence framing is also very important. Simpler, smaller sentences with a proper flow and structure. These are the key ingredients to good marks in English. Look, Rahul, I'm again not commenting anything on cutoff. I've already said if you are near 50, so plus minus 5, start preparing. No, nothing will you, it won't harm. 10 days of study won't be harming you. But in case you get selected for phase 2 and you haven't prepared, it will be a big blunder for you. You won't be able to crack phase 2 at all in that case. If you haven't practiced writing, should you go for a mentor? Better, it would be better if someone is there to evaluate your answers. It would be pretty better. But if you are going for a mentor, ensure that that mentor is at least evaluating uh, your 20 questions in remaining 20 days so that you get a better idea. Because just if you are getting a mentor for 5 questions, it won't be helping much. Okay, do we need to do? Yeah, I already said that you should do numericals. So already answered this part. Basic numericals only. Video quality, there are internet issues here. Total, you must be knowing this thing that lots of damages has been there in Himachal due to floods. So that's why internet issues, video quality is low. Then, what kind of topics could be best suitable for descriptive for all three sections? Look, there is nothing like topics which are suitable and which are not. You have to go through the syllabus, and if you want, yeah, Supriya, I'm also telling this to you. You were asking for questions. I have posted, I think, 100 questions, that too on daily basis in from starting from August till December, then revision questions from January, December to January, and then one more series I think in March and April. So you can simply search for those questions. No, you can scroll through the channel and go for those questions. You should solve those. You can write answers on those questions also. So I have tried to cover important most important parts. I have tried to cover almost everything from descriptive point of view, because we never know in descriptive. Last year they asked about financial stability report, or last to last year I don't know, and financial stability and development council. So important to cover most of the things. Okay. RK Sahara 9, you have to do a bit of work on your own for this, because I don't have that much of time to scroll through all the old questions and try to compile this, because it has been demanded time and time again, but I was not able to because of lots of constraints and time crunch. So, any one of you can volunteer. Again, I am saying go for peer groups. So if you are going for peer groups, no, of someone is making notes of financial stability report, other one is making for annual report, so give this assignment to the one of them, that he or she will compile the descriptive questions. Then affairs cloud, only banking awareness section we need to study, right? No, you also need to study cabinet approvals. You need to study international this visits. Then you need to study MOUs. You need to study the most important economy index, indices and reports, banking awareness. Now you don't need to study those Axis Bank co-partnered with Falana Bank to launch Falana credit card. No need to read all those things. Hardly will get 1 or 2 marks after reading 6 months of 6 months of such news. So no need to waste time there. Better to focus on other parts. Okay, try to cover current affairs till 25th of July. Okay, I'll share this Excel sheet, Shubham. Don't worry. How to complete PIB of last 6 months? Look, if you haven't made your own notes, if you haven't followed the channel, try to go for some compilation. It can be any coaching compilation at this point of time, because we can't say which compilation you should go for. So go for any coaching compilation of PIB, because PIB is very important, and you were like supposed to read it till. I suppose that you should have done it till now, but because you haven't, you will start now. It is better to go for compilation, because in such no hardly 19 days are there, lots of things to do, so there's no other option. Okay. Okay, so if you are starting from zero level, my favorite subject, uh, if you are starting from this zero level, okay, start with descriptive, because descriptive is the most important thing. I'll again reshare one of the gyan posted on the descriptive, that how you should go about it. So I'll share those things there. It is very important. Uh, 200 marks out of 300. Go for descriptive, and all other things I've already mentioned. I'll share this. You should go. You should be selective about reading these things also. Anuj, two questions daily. Okay, I'll post. I'll repost the questions I have sent earlier, so it will help you. Amit is asking, FM is always that consists of static part. Do we need to study everything in depth from scratch? I don't think FM is totally like consist of static part. Yeah, management consists of, sorry, finance, hardly out of 25, 3 maximum 5 marks you'll get for static. For management, 25 out of 25 will be from static part. So you should yeah, you have to cover it all, especially management, because those are easy marks as compared to all other subjects. Management objective are easy marks. Try to cover whole syllabus of management, and try to understand management. You don't need to cram, because if you are cramming, so it will be, if you are mugging up, it will be very difficult to reproduce what you have studied. Plus, the options are very ambiguous. If you have understood the topic, you will be able to answer for sure. Suyesh, sir, reading C of last 1 year has a good effort ratio to marks that can be gained. Uh, if you have time, then look. Yes, it has. Actually, the thing is, Suyash, you have to be very, very selective. That is the key here. When you are reading from August to December, you have to only read 40 news. August to December. Or even August to January, you have to only read 50 news. From February onwards, your news will increase. Because before February, like August to January, you have to be very specific. You have to read HDI, you have to read MPI, you have to read Global Hunger Index, and that then some interchange fee was there. I think I don't remember lots of news from that portion, but these three four are very important. CBDC was launched in this November, wholesale and retail wala in December. So you have to cover these things also. For that you have to go till August last year, but you have to be very selective. I'm again saying this. Hardly 50 news to study from August to January. That kind of selectivity is needed because it will fetch you some marks. Uh, Plus, if you get some set on HDI, say 4 marker, sorry, 4 question set, so 8 marks. So, yes, it will fetch you marks, but go for all this after descriptive. Your first priority should be descriptive writing, 200 mark. What kind of topics? Okay. So monthly IS compilations useful for current affairs. Look, they are useful, but I don't think they'll be covering some of the news. They simply ignore some of the news which are important for RBI. So uh, it will like constrain your coverage because RBI is judging your depth, length, breadth, everything. No, so you have to be prepared for that. Ankita is asking, how do we start from NABARD? Look, this discussion is strictly limited to RBI Grade B Phase 2 strategy. All other things you can ask me personally on Telegram. I'll be answering. Management के लिए can we rely on coaching material? Yes. Dwelling soul, you can totally rely on coaching materials, especially EduTap. Simply saying, the management part is pretty good. I am not sure about other parts, and I am not endorsing, but this is an observation made over the years. So management is pretty good. Even if you are reading their summary sheets, that would also suffice for like most of the part of management. Okay, sunshine. What about newly added topics? You have to cover those topics also. Numerical, I already said you have to go for basic numericals. PIB backlog कैसे cover करें? Already answered this thing. Go for any compilation. Average marks of top students of mine in pre. Look, we don't know, marks will be out later, but we have someone, there was one who attempted 65 in GA. So but most of them have attempted like in the range of 45 to 50, 52 only. So not more than that. And again, quant 10, 12 they have attempted, reasoning 20, 20, around 20 they have attempted, and English 25 plus most of them have attempted. Okay, Anuj Sharma, uh, numericals similar to JIB, CIB. Look, what I feel, numericals will be pretty basic, and if they'll give higher level numericals, no one will be able to solve it. That should be the approach. Because we never know, there is no higher level for numericals, so they can complicate things if they want to, but you won't get more than two numericals, that is for sure. Live mint, yeah, reading live mint is sufficient. Any financial newspaper will do. Nikhil is asking till what date we need to cover. July, 25th of July. Pratik is asking, should we study the summary documents? Look, you can go for summary documents of financial stability, budget, economic survey, but the thing is, it totally depends on your experience in prelims, because whatever reviews I have got, they have asked very detailed, in-depth questions from these documents. So try to cover, better to cover from that perspective also. Should we revise two subjects daily, or should we do one thoroughly for 5 6 days, then move to another? Better to do this. Okay, no, it is better to take things simultaneously, Jivanshu, because if you are reading ESI for 6 days and then finance and management for 6 days, so the thing is, you will be there will be a gap in revisions. For 6 days, you won't be able to do ESI. So better take things simultaneously. What kind of? Okay, I have already answered this. Is it necessary to touch word limit? Try to touch at least 80% of the 75, 80% of the word limit. That would suffice. There is no need to touch the word limit as such. Uh, your content can compensate your number of words. Okay, for 2024 attempt, I'll be starting something. Whatever I'll start after phase two of this year. So uh, I'll keep you all posted. If you will follow my channel for descriptive, look, the thing is, if you have some fodder material of descriptive, better to study from that, because I'll be compiling, and as I have already said, it will take me time to compile, and whatever I'll be compiling will be answers of those who are in private group. So those are not my property to share. Still, I'll ask the people. So I think I've already asked last time. So I'll be able to share that material 2 or 3 days, 3 days or 4 days in advance. I won't be able to share before that. So better if you have some fodder material. Plus, for descriptive practice, you can rely on our channel. But the thing is, I won't be able to evaluate. I'll provide the questions. Look, economic history, you have to start it from 1947 itself. Look, divide it. Pre-independence is one era. Pre-independence to 1991 is the second era. 1991 to global financial crisis, the third era. Global financial crisis to COVID is the fifth or fourth, whatever era. And after COVID is this is the fifth era. So like this, you can divide this topic. ESI syllabus only says social justice instead of subject topics like social sector positive discrimination. Does it mean increase in syllabus? Exactly, because social justice covers all these topics. Masumi is asking, fearful about objective. The thing is, uh, do not expect more than 20 marks in ESI. This is the trend I am telling you. So you have to compensate all that loss in your subjective part. अच्छा, न्यूमेरिकल्स के लिए ऑल फार्मूला इन वन पीडीएफ बना के दे दूं मैं? 2 बार में पढ़ के वैसे न्यूमेरिकल बना पाए वहाँ से? ठीक है भाई, दे देंगे। पर एक्चुअली ये है कि उसमें ना यू वॉन्ट बी एबल टू, बिकॉज यू हैव टू एनालाइज कैश फ्लो स्टेटमेंट्स से। ये आ गया एग्जाम, क्वेश्चन आ गया, या बैलेंस शीट, तो वो पीडीएफ से कुछ नहीं होगा। कम से कम 3 4 क्वेश्चन पर टॉपिक पे किए रहे हों, बेसिक ही किए रहे हों, उससे काम हो जाएगा। Hey Ganesh, if you are starting from zero phase two, is it better self study or joining course? If you are starting from zero, it is better to join a course, because you can't clear the exam in 20 days. No, if you haven't studied anything, zero means zero. But you have studied for prelims now, so how come you can say that you are starting from zero? So I have this doubt. Can I filter out a face club? Look, if I am doing something, all these things, so I should appear for the exam. No, I don't have that much of time. I just want to tell you all that I am also a working professional and I have all other commitments also. I just try to do all these things whenever I get free time. So it won't be possible. I'm really sorry. Which news to cover? Bharti, I have already shared news articles, newspaper articles. Even I have shared some of the schemes ke names, reports ke names. Already I have shared all these things, plus PIB articles, and I am sharing all these things from last August. So MOUs, foreign visits. हाँ भाई हाँ, पढ़ना है. फॉरेन विजिट्स तो पढ़ ही लेना. लास्ट टाइम EU का there was this FTA, I think some FTA was there, which was Australia ka FTA, no? So it was based totally on the visit wala paragraph, and then they asked about FTA, and one question was there related to that visit also. So better, but not all the visits. Like PM Modi's visit to US was hyped too much, so one should mm, read about that. Then before that, I think to Egypt also, or something like 2 3 4 visits, recent visits, that would be enough. Okay, what kind of ESI descriptive questions? I have already posted these questions. I'll pin the first message from where these questions have been posted. You have to scroll through after that. How to be selective? Look, you have to when you are reading the syllabus, no, there is some gut feeling. Unemployment, poverty. When you read poverty, you should write a descriptive question on that. Poverty is a so vast topic and so important topic, so like that you have to be selective. Environment, SDGs, it is totally on the syllabus. When you read the syllabus, you will come to know. 9 months or 1 year revision? PIB, 9 months would suffice. ESI static, हाँ छोड़ दो भाई, बहुत ज़्यादा कुछ नुकसान नहीं होगा, एक दो दो 3 नंबर अगर गए तो गए. अगर टाइम रहेगा तो करना, नहीं रहेगा तो फिर ऑप्शन क्या है. ऑल दिस थिंग्स आई हैव ऑलरेडी मेंशन्ड. स्कीम वगैरह कितने महीने का क्या करना है. स्कीम्स, फ्लैगशिप स्कीम्स यू हैव टू, उसमें महीने महीने कुछ नहीं है. Do we need to study topics of ESS syllabus like the topics mentioned in growth and development? Look, in growth and development, you have GNP, GDP, and many a times we got a question on that this provisional estimates or advanced estimates of this national income released by NSO, and say 2 or 3 questions will be on the recent data, and one question will be on the static. That what is this thing, formula of say GNP or formula of fiscal deficit, like that also they ask. So some of the important topics you have to. Pradeep, because you are planning to go through all the posts, it will take too much of time at this point. Try to do it for 1 month first. If it suits you, only then go forward with it. Mansi source can be a Fairs Cloud PIB. Okay, I'll post on this how to start descriptive without further material, without anything. So yes, like I am not a astrologer. We don't know about high chances or less chances of a topic coming in the exam. How to choose between EduTap and Crack Grade B? Look, I can't answer all those things because I haven't used any of these. How come I'm not like the right person to answer? Okay, how to decide which subject should be covered? Try to take all the things simultaneously: ESI, FM, and English practice. 10-11 एवरेज अटेम्प्ट्स इन क्वांट कैसे? अरे भाई किए हैं लोगों ने यार, क्या बोले। एवरेज तो नहीं, सम ऑफ देम हैज डन, सम ऑफ देम हैज डन 6 7 एज वेल। Okay, so I have completed 70% phase 2 static syllabus once. Can I leave ethics and social structure in India and instead go for revision of topics done? Is it safe? Look, ethics, please don't, because I think there will be one question from ethics or corporate governance and financial management in descriptive. So, उतना सा कर लो. Social structure you can leave. Yeah, Raisina dialogue was there. Someone was asking na कि MOUs and visits से क्या आया था. So Raisina dialogue was there last year or last to last year, I don't know. In mains, someone is telling it in comments. Vicky is telling. So Siddhant, while going through previous year selected student talks, I noticed that maintaining a good efficiency till the ESI paper has been a common hurdle. I didn't get your question. Maintaining a good efficiency till the ESI paper has been a common hurdle. Actually, we also don't know that what will be sequence this year. As they have changed the sequence for prelims, they may change the sequence for mains as well. For management, LM Prasad is good, but it doesn't contain all whole of the syllabus. आधी आधी चीजें हैं उसमें. So that is it. I think most of the queries have been answered. So that's it from my side, and I'll share whatever I have said, all these things, these topics, and some of these schemes. I'll share this thing with you all. So, all the very best to all of you for phase 2 preparation, and it would be better if you start preparing for your phase 2 today, now itself. It would be much better. Okay. So, Karan, from ethics, there will be only, you won't take much time. No, in half an hour also, you can, 45 minutes. Just skim through the topic because you may see a descriptive question from this part. So, please don't avoid this. It won't take more than 40 minutes. You should only know the basics. No, we can't shift from objective to subjective and subjective to objective. You have to stick to one part. You will get 30 minutes for objective followed by 90 minutes for subjective. So, again, thank you so much. And we'll again have a session later, maybe just before mains. So, all the things which you need to take care of during the mains, I'll share at that time. Now, thank you. Thank you so much. I'll be ending this session here.